Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the Adjoa Revival podcast, where we're bringing you all things Iris. Today, we're going to be discussing the talk with Adjoa Andoh that Iris Prize hosted, which we will now see a clip of.
Just keep going. You are wonderful. We are wonderful. All of us, everybody in this room, we are wonderful. We are supposed to have happy, fulfilled, joyful lives. That's what you're supposed to have. Okay? And that's what we all have to aim for. And you just keep going with it. And you don't let anyone knock you off that perch. People can say what they want. You know, people will say what they want. And you're not in control of what other people say. You're only in control of your response to it. You are of value. You are loved. You are blessed. You are unique individual souls. And you have all got something that will make this world more lovely and more kind and more exciting and more interesting and more beautiful than it is today, simply because you are in the world.
Really lovely words from Adjoa there. But today, talking about the talk with me is Will and Netania. How are you?
Hello, very well, very well.
I'm grand, thank you.
That's great. You guys got to see the talk, which is fantastic. So tell me about it. Tell me how it was. It seems like it was great.
Oh, I really enjoyed it. I love Adjoa. Adjoa's amazing, and just having them in the room speaking, saying the words of wisdom that they have, it just is incredible.
Mm-hmm.
It was such a wonderful talk. She had such amazing things to say. Yeah, it was brilliant to be there.
Yeah, it sounds like it was fantastic. I know that a big theme of her talk was that they were discussing inclusivity and making sure everyone feels connected and represented, and that's a big theme that Iris is wanting to push, is that everyone can feel connected and together at Iris Prize. Was there anything that really stuck out to you with what they were talking about in the talk about inclusivity and making people feel connected?
I think, something that from the talk, thank you, that resonated with me was she was talking about her experience with the punk subculture.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it really resonated with me because I feel comfortable with like an alternative label, especially when I was younger, a bit of an emo. But just talking about punk and talking about her experience with that in the 70s, the different bands, how that influenced her life, I found that to be really, really interesting.
Yeah, I think we have a clip of that actually.
Why is punk important to me? Because it saved my life. I became a punk when I saw The Clash play at the Exhibition Centre in Bristol in 1977. What I loved about it was there were some amazing women involved. There was Polly Styrene and Susie Sue. There were lots of women who were just coming through and being biffy and noisy and doing their own thing. And that was the whole punk ethos for me. It was like, you don't have to be part of a huge multi-million pound music industry. You can get together with your mates and be free to create.
Yeah, it was really great to hear that the punk culture meant so much to her, especially to and have that connection with you. That must have been really nice to hear. I know that you also you're familiar with Adjoa's work as well.
Yes, I am. So for the few people left on the planet that I haven't made aware, I'm a huge Doctor Who fan, and Adjoa Andoh played Martha's mum, Francine Jones, in series 3 and 4 of Doctor Who. And Adjoa spoke about Doctor Who briefly and about how Doctor Who is a really inclusive show, and it allows people to feel seen and welcome and have a space for them to enjoy themselves and just see them on screen. And I think that's a really important aspect of Doctor Who, and the words Adjoa said about it, really, really good.
Yeah, actually, we have a clip of that as well. Let's roll the clip.
You know, I was in Doctor Who for 3 seasons, and I was at a convention in Los Angeles. A young guy came up to me. He was David Tennant era Doctor Who from head to toe, and he said, "Oh, I'm so glad you're here. I wanted to come and talk to you," because he was a trans man, and he'd come out at a Doctor Who convention because it was safe, because he could be who he was, and people were like, "Oh yeah, that's great, but did you see episode 9 of..." And it was like everybody's attention was on the show. And the show is a show that has a wide welcome. Russell is fabulous with all of that, so it's another version of wide welcome shows, and I love wide welcome shows.
It's a really it was a really wonderful thing for them to say and bring up how inclusive the Doctor Who is specifically, but also just how important inclusivity is to shows and to spaces, much like Iris Prize. But are you familiar with much of Adjoa's work, Netanya?
I know Adjoa from Doctor Who, obviously,
Yeah.
but also from shows like Bridgerton, where she plays like Lady Danbury, who's very headstrong. She's this amazing, bold, like, brilliant character. She's just incredible, isn't she?
Yeah, definitely. And I know that she, in the talk, she referenced Shakespeare and working there, and that was actually a really interesting clip. So we're gonna go ahead and roll that clip now.
And so I wanted to do a version of the play that had women of colour doing everything. So the composer, the musicians, the fight director, the voice coach, the program notes, the costume designer, the lighting designer, everyone was a woman of colour. I'm a bit neurotic about Shakespeare and about getting it right, making it feel accessible, because I think it often gets used as a big stick to beat people over the head with, to go, oh, you're not educated enough, or you're too stupid to understand it. It's only stories in slightly different language, but then that's our job, to make it understandable and make it funny and make it sad and make it exciting and have you on the edge of your seat. So that's what we did, because everybody should be able to have a go at it and everybody should be able to come and watch it. It's all access all areas. That's what I say.
It's really important how much that they brought up inclusivity, especially specifically with how bringing in all women of color to do everything and to make it as inclusive of a space that it possibly can be. I think like accessibility is a massive thing, especially with Iris, and I think that Iris has been working towards involving more access to the festival and representing more people. But did you feel there was anything specific about the talk that really stuck out to you?
In terms of inclusivity, I think Adjoa was really great with their words, and just for the people in the room, making them feel loved, making them feel like they belong to be there. Because, there was a lot of wannabe filmmakers in the room and people who are trying to find their ways into the industry. And I think having someone like Adjoa just give you those words of motivation and make you feel like you are valued, you have a place in this industry and you can do it. You just got to believe in yourself and keep going.
Yeah, definitely. That's really important, to make people feel welcome, which, I feel like Adjoa pretty much summed up very perfectly. Yeah. But was there anything that stuck out to you, Netanya?
She talked a lot about like telling your own stories and getting that point across for young filmmakers, and being true to yourself. And
representing yourself in your stories can also help representing other people as well. And I think that's a big theme across most of the Iris films that I've seen this year as well, because a lot of it is like, I wrote this film because I wanted to see it out there, and like Adjoa brought up writing your own stories and putting it out there. It's really important. It's really important to make it accessible to everybody. But thank you so much for coming and talking about Adjoa. It seemed like it was a great talk. I'm so glad you guys got to go and see that. It seems fantastic. But thank you so much for watching this episode of the Advoyed Revival podcast, which is brought to you by the Performance and Media students in association with the Iris Prize Film Festival here at the University of South Wales.